Alrighty guys, it is Wednesday, March 9th. It is 11:30. It is time for Figures and Funk with your host DJ Aurelius, and let's get into it. Starting off with Hot Stuff by Donna Summer. Alright guys, we are back. That was Hot Stuff by Donna Summer. And real quick, before we get into some new releases, I was on eBay the other day, and I was looking for retro Spider-Man figures as I always do. And I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's kind of relevant to what's happening in the world right now. But there's a Vladimir Putin 1/6 scale action figure that was just listed there, right? Starting bid was probably like, I think 187. And I guess the only reason why it was so expensive was because it was a 1/6, which means it's like higher detail, and it's like actually, someone actually went there and like hand painted and sculpted, and it was like an actual suit, like a cloth. And he's coming with a flag, I guess it's the Russian flag. And I just thought it was so funny and so weird that someone like actually had that up for auction. And 2 days ago, actually, it sold for $285. So somebody paid $285 for a Vladimir action figure. I don't know why they would do that. I mean, I assume they're gonna have it in like their display, or maybe just light it on fire. I don't know. We'll see why someone did that. I don't know why person would buy that, but I mean, I guess to each their own. It's like if you buy a Adolf Hitler action figure, like you shouldn't buy that unless you have, Captain America like giving him a good one right to the face. Again, I just thought it was weird. I'm just sharing this. I don't know why someone would buy that for that price, but I mean, that's just the world nowadays. Crazy and unpredictable. So, get into some new releases. We have, well, okay, so I'm going to share this one. It's Few Ray, I think that's the company's name. It's the Hunter Crocker. So it is a 7-inch figure. And it's basically like, think Killer Croc, right, from DC. He's basically like an alligator man, or I guess a crocodile man. He's basically like that. He's big and beefy. And that's actually kind of funny because McFarlane, the typical company that makes toys for DC, just announced one not like last week, and then here's this company coming out with, I guess I don't want to say bootleg, right, but maybe like a spin on the character, and they're calling it Hunter Crocker. And I think it's funny because it's like Killer Croc and then Hunter Crocker. It's just an alternate option for you DC fans out there. And personally, I think this one's way better than what McFarlane's putting out. The paint is just amazing, and the details, like you can actually see his scales on him, and he comes with like these chains that are on his wrists. Like he looks like he just broke out of prison or something, like he was restrained and he just got out. His pants are all ripped, and he has a working mouth, so like it can open and close, make it look like he's roaring or biting and chomping on something. You can actually see each individual like little scale that crocodiles have. I was tempted to say alligators. I mean, I get them confused all the time, but I know there's a difference. And then his tail, I really like what they did with his tail. It's not just like a bendy wire, even though in my opinion that's kind of like the best way to do it. But this one looks more aesthetically pleasing. It's like individual like joints and cuts in the tail that allows you to move it, left, right, up, down. And it looks pretty good. And I like how they have like a shaded texture on the pants and on the back. So it really looks like he just comes to life. And you can add in like a cowboy hat and like a vest, like a ripped shirt basically on him. And he comes with a gun, a rifle actually, and he comes with like this big dagger that he can just hold. It looks awesome. And his fingers are actually individually jointed, which means he can like do a pointing, he can do like a peace sign, like all these things without having to change out the hands. You can just move the fingers around and pose it the way it is. And it's up on Big Bad Toyster for $89.99. So I just wanted to share that. And then other new releases, yesterday I believe, Marvel announced figures from the Hawkeye series. So we have Kate Bishop and we have Hawkeye. And they are wearing their suit that they got towards the end of the series. spoiler alert if you haven't watched it. They get new suits, and it's like these purple mixed with black, and it has like the Hawkeye symbol on the chest, and the rest is just like mesh material. Well, in the actual TV show here, it's just plastic, of course, and it's part of the Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure. And the Infinity Ultron is from the show Marvel's What Ifs, and he's like the big bad villain at the end, and just goes through all these universes, like killing everybody. It's crazy. But yeah, first up we have Hawkeye. He comes with this bow, of course. I mean, can't have Hawkeye without a bow. He comes with a open hand and then like a grabby hand for the bow, right? And then he has two fisted hands. So looks pretty nice. I wish we had like a singular bow, or an arrow, I should say. Singular arrow, just like so you can prop it up in the bow and make it look like he's about to shoot something. But well, unfortunately, that's all we get. But he does have his like little holster of arrows in the back that he's like has swung over his back. So we also have Kate Bishop, and again, she kind of has the same stuff, like an open hand, a grabby hand, and then a different bow, and arrows on the back and two fisted hands. Now Hawkeye comes with the arm, I believe it's the left arm of the Ultron, and Kate Bishop comes with the right leg. Now, unfortunately, that's all they have announced so far of that Build-A-Figure wave, but it's fine. I'm pretty sure they're going to announce more this week, if not the next. Next up for you, the Flash TV series, right? So if you're a fan of the Flash, wow, I can't believe you stuck around this long for that series, because, yikes, I've seen some memes and videos of the CGI just going way downhill. The script, or like what the characters are saying, just sounds wacky and very cliche. But I mean, hey, if you're a fan of the Flash, I mean, I'm not judging you. Just there's some figures that you might be interested in. So there's the Flash, right, from season 7. He has a season 7 suit, and it looks pretty clean, very reminiscent of this actual suit that he wears. They even have like these like these lightning effects. So it looks like he's holding a bolt of lightning, and he has like these like little sporadic rays that can go on his chest and back. And unfortunately, that's all he comes with. I'm not too sure why he doesn't have like running hands. It's weird to have a Flash without running hands. They're more like grabby hands, I guess, so he can grab the bolt. But yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know, like that McFarlane Toys just always does that. He never gives the Flash running hands. It's always just like closed hands. But that's one of the figures. The next one is the Godspeed from the Flash. And this guy just looks sick. Like, imagine the Flash just like white and like all these like golden pieces just like all around him. I think it looks amazing. I prefer this suit more than the regular Flash. And he has like these claw hands, sort of. They're like golden hands, but they're like spiky almost. And it looks awesome. And you can actually, I think, make those into running hands. Like, they actually look like running hands from a distance. And he also just comes with like 2 lightning effects they can have on his arms and chest. And in my opinion, that's the better buy. And these are both $19 up on Big Bad Toy Store, or you can go to Walmart or Target. They're going to be there. Other releases, or I guess announcements, I should say. So, Dragon Ball fans, hear me out, because this is some pretty big news. So, like I discussed last week, SH Figure Arts, very, very expensive brand for no reason. Their figures back in the day used to cost like $40 to $50, right? And they're like basically the only company that makes quality Dragon Ball figures. So they sort of have like a monopoly over it. So that's why they just jack up the price, and of course fans are going to buy, because one, Dragon Ball fans are just anything Dragon Ball, they'll eat it up. And I mean, that's not throwing shade, because I myself am a Dragon Ball fan, and I mean, heck, I'm wearing a Goku jacket right now. So we have the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, or Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, as the one that we see in the Dragon Ball movie, Broly. And it's just amazing. It came out, I think, 2 years ago, and it sold out immediately, right? Resale price on this guy was like almost $300, like 200, and that's because the initial price retail was 60. So again, they just Bandai Tamashii Nations, the SH Figure Arts, they just announced this and dropped this guy up on pre-order, like without even announcing it, and it's up on Big Bad Toy Store for $60. So unless you want to pay those $200 for this guy, I suggest you buy right now. And same thing goes for the Broly from that movie. It's going for $84 and resale right now, or I guess was around like 380, almost $400 for this guy. And that's because Broly is just like this big, beefy dude. Imagine the Hulk, right? For you non-Dragon Ball fans, just like but a regular guy, and just always like screaming and really powerful, uncontrollable power. And he looks just like how he did in the film, right? He comes with several hands, as at most SH Figure Arts do. And he has, I think, 2 pieces of hair. So he has like one where it's like, I guess, swept, like the wind's blowing, and then he has another one where it's like straight, and he's like powering up. And of course, the faces, he has like a normal face, and his eyes are all white because he's just out of control and mad. Alright, guys, with that being said, we're going to go back to some music. Make sure you get your tickets because we're going to go to the last train of London. Okay, guys, we are back. Figures and Funk with your host, DJ Aurelius. Now, another release by SH Figure Arts is the First Form Cell. Now, fans have been waiting for this guy for years. Like, they teased him way back in like 2014, 2015, around that era. And yeah, he's finally here, you know. We can buy him. He looks just like he did in the series. I don't know why it took so long to get this guy out. And it's kind of just a weird drop, right? He comes with a stone that he can just like perch up on. Kind of like in the series when he's like fighting Trunks when he goes back into the future. And yeah, he actually has like an articulated tail. But the thing with the Bandai tails is just like they're already pre-molded and set. So what they're like cuts in each, and there you just have to twist it. So you twist it and get into the shape that you want. It's not the best way to do a tail, but it works. And I like how he has the pointy end of the tail, and he also has like a open, kind of like a vacuum tail. Because if you don't know about Cell, what he does is like he absorbs people and he gets their energy. So you can have him like absorbing like Android 17 or 18, and because there's figures of them already out. And yeah, it's a pretty cool scene to reenact. He comes with an open mouth and a closed mouth, like a serious look. Then he has like an angry look, and he has like a grabby hand, a fisted hand. He has, I think, 2 heads. No, just 1 head. My bad. Oh, then his wings. He can actually make it look like he's just using them to fly, or just like have them out on the side, or just like, you know, pointing down. But I'm honestly really impressed with this figure. I might get it, but probably won't because it's not on the budget right now. But yeah, it's up on Big Bad Toy Store for $75. And again, I recommend you just, if you're into the character, go for it because resale prices are no joke. And there's always going to be scalpers out for these types of figures. Like, okay, let's take a moment to talk about scalpers. So, I'm pretty sure with like most fan bases and things, I know like with Funko Pops, there's always like that one person who just goes to the store like at 6 a.m. and he just grabs them all, pull them out in his cart of a certain character, right? And let's say they go for like $10. I don't know how much a Funko Pop costs. I don't really collect those, but it's just an example. So they'll take it home and they're going to go on eBay and they're going to say, hey, I have this, you know, rare, right, figure, and I'm going to sell it for $25, right? So they get $15 of profit, and they're making you pay more for a character that should have already been like somewhat easy to get. So it's kind of the same thing with these figures, man. Like the Dragon Ball ones especially, because like I said before, you know, SH Figure Arts basically has a monopoly over these guys, so they can just, the price is already high as it is, right? It's like I mentioned with the Gogeta and the Broly, it's like 3 times the amount. So I'm pretty sure the Cell, which is sitting at $75 right now, is going to go up to like maybe $280. within like a week or two after he's released. Because again, right now he's up for pre-order, so you can just get your order in. You don't have to pay until he's actually released, which would be October. But yeah, scalpers. Why? Why do you do that? Then, if you're a Turtles fan, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Super 7 has released some new figures. We have the Ultimate Warrior Metalhead Michelangelo. So it's basically like a robotic version of Michelangelo, and it looks really shiny and chrome, and it's honestly pretty cool. And he comes with like a lot of accessories. He comes with 3 heads. One of them where he's angry, one of them where he's happy, one of them where he's like serious, like just a plain face. And he comes with like 2 batons. Of course, his nunchucks. You kind of Michelangelo with the nunchucks, and like a whip hand. And he comes with like this sonar or like radar computer thing, and he has like I believe that's like a microphone. Looks like a microphone, and 4 little grenades. And wow, this guy just looks amazing. Very detailed for $55. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Next up is Gorilla. I'm not too sure. I'm not a big fan of Turtles, or at least like the classic Turtles. I grew up on the TMNT TV show, which is actually considered one of the best TV shows. It was up on CW for Kids. Saturday mornings, I would wake up and I'd watch that show. That's the version of Turtles I know. This is more like the 80s Turtles, like from the video games or from those movies. So it's not really my generation of Turtles, but I still respect it, and I still kind of recognize these characters because they were in the show I watched. But of course, I know a different version of them. So these are, yes, the ultimate. It's the Gorilla. I think that's his name. I mean, I don't know why he's named that, right? And he's like a little Rambo type of. He's like a gorilla, right? But he looks like Rambo. It's pretty cool. He has like a smiley face and like an angry face with like his mouth open. You can see like his teeth, like ready to bite. And he has like a little army hat, or his helmet, like a bucket army helmet. And he has like his dog tags. He has sunglasses, 3 grenades. He has a banana bazooka, which is pretty cool because I like how, one, like the missile that's in the rocket launcher is like a banana, right? And it's like peeled back so you can see that, it's an actual banana. And there's like vines wrapped around it. And there's also like a coconut that he has. And then he's like a bunch of hands. He has 2 fisted hands, 2 grabby hands, and like another trigger hand, which is like, your finger out and your thumb, like you're about to shoot a gun. And he has 2 like open hands. He has another rifle, what it looks like, and it's all, again, covered in vines, and I like it because it can strap on his shoulder or something. And it just gives you jungle vibes. And he has a big dagger, and he has like this array of like ammo, which is just bananas, which is just hilarious. I like this. $75, Big Bad Toy Store, Gorilla. Next up is, wow, there's a lot of these. We're going to go with the Robotic Bebop. So Bebop is like I believe a rhinoceros or a hippo. No, he's a rhino. I know Bebop and Rocksteady because they were in the series that I watched. And this guy is a robotic version of that. Again, very detailed, very shiny, very cool. He has like these cool elbow or like shoulder pads that like stick out. And he has like this gauntlet that wraps around his wrist. It looks, okay, so he has a normal hand, and then you can change out for like a drill, and then you can change out for a gun, which is pretty cool actually. And he has like this Thanos looking gauntlet, but it's like silver, and he has this crazy big gun, and he has like a portal, I guess blast effect thing. Looks really cool actually. And that one's for $55 up on Big Bad Toy Store. Next up we have the Batman. So that's pretty recent. Came out like last week. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to probably this weekend, if not the next. The Batman. I heard some good things. I don't know if it's like the best Batman movie of all time. Some people say it is, but I personally, will always love The Dark Knight or Batman Begins. Because there's just so many like quotable quotes from that movie, and it's just, I like that movie a lot. but we'll see how much I like the Batman. But again, people are saying some really good things about it. So we have a wave set, right? 3 figures. We have the Riddler, which is the main villain in this new the Batman movie, and I like the way he looks. He's got like a coat on, and he has like a patch on his left. I guess where are they called? I guess his left chest, left part of his chest, and it's like a question mark with like a circle around it. Looks pretty cool. He has a mask on. That looks very similar to what we saw in the previews, and he has like goggles. So it's like very mysterious, very Riddler-esque of the movie. And then we have the Catwoman. And Catwoman, she's like leather. She's wearing leather. She has a whip, and she looks very detailed. Like the costume looks just like the movie. She has like a mask over her head. You can only see her eyes. I really like the aesthetic of the movie, what they've done with the suits. It looks very cool. And of course, you can't have the Batman wave without the Batman himself. So his cape looks amazing. Like it actually looks like a soft fabric cape, but it's not. Which, I mean, it works in this, but typically with the figure that has, with the person that has a cape, you want a soft fabric cape, soft goods, so you can mold it around and have it like flying or whatever, or just moved by the wind. And he also comes with a grappling hook, and that's basically it. I mean, kind of simple, but it's fine. Again, this guy, wow. I like how matte black he is, because lots of times when companies make black figures, it's like really shiny and looks very plasticky and bad. But this guy looks matte and just ready for some good photography to be taken. Alright guys, with that being said, we're going to go back to some music. Superstition by Stevie Wonder. Okay, we are back, and it's time for Figure of the Week. This week's figure is the Marvel Select Spectacular Spider-Man, and I actually have this guy with me right now. So, the reason this guy is the Figure of the Week is because, well, initially I thought he'd be easy for you guys to go out and get, but apparently prices just went up, like I believe yesterday, or if not the day before, and yeah, okay, because the reason this guy's the Figure of the Week is, one, because the colors just pop, and he has that classic Spider-Man look that you want, and he's pretty lanky, skinny, right, tall, and I like that the web lines are actually carved in and painted in. They're not like over the figure, and they don't limit, articulation. Well, one bad thing about this guy is that he can't really, crunch down or puff up his chest too much, which is fine. You can still get him to some good poses, but that does limit it a little bit. But yeah, I thought it's because many people are using this guy and customizing it to get an Andrew Garfield figure out of it, because the Andrew Garfield figure is running up about, I think, 200 to 220 right now, and this guy is only, well, it was like $30, 25 actually, 30 with tax, depending on where you get it. But now this guy that I have, Spectacular Spider-Man, is like $60. I don't know, the price just skyrocketed out of nowhere. I guess it's because people realize that you can use this guy and make some customizations, like in the chest area, just adding in that spider logo of Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and making it like that. It's probably cheaper than just going out and buying the figure as is. And well, this guy, he comes with the regular Spider-Man head, and he comes with the Peter Parker head sculpt, which is actually pretty nice. I like the way the hair is sculpted and painted. And he comes with the camera. And not many Spider-Man figures come with cameras, because, people just forget that, he's still Peter Parker and still a photographer for the Daily Bugle. And along with that, he comes with like an unmasked mask. So it's just like a mask there that you can just put in his hand. Speaking of hands, he comes with like web flipping hands, like wall crawling hands, which is really nice and really good detail, and grabby hand for like punches and stuff, and more hands to grab the mask, and of course fisted hands. So that was Figure of the Week. Again, sorry guys, I thought you can go out and buy it, but I mean, 60 to like $70. Wow, prices just went up. I guess a good alternative to like getting an Andrew Garfield type of figure would be the Marvel Legends, I think, like classic Spider-Man. But again, that one's also going for like $70. So sorry again. I thought this was like a good option for you guys, but apparently not. Anyways, we're gonna go back to some music. This one's gonna be Funky Town by Lips Inc. And well, the main reason I'm playing this song is because I watched Shrek the other day. Like Shrek 2 actually, and it got put up on Netflix, and I was excited, so I watched it. And yeah, I grew up on that. I mean, who doesn't love Shrek, right? And of course, Funky Town is like one of the main songs from that. And yeah, we're gonna play it right now. Alright guys, that's all the time we have this week. Make sure to tune in after next week because we're going to take a break next week for spring break. Again, same time, Wednesday, 11:30. Only on Vegito Radio, the Valley Student Station. And I'll leave you with this. Born to Be Alive by Patrick Hernandez.